Good afternoon, going into evening now, and welcome to the Amateur Casters Association's Summer Showdown Throwdown. I'm Jeremiah Prospero Sparks Bachman. Joining me is my co-host, Anthony Captain Albania Linderman.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and we are proud to represent the Amateur Caster Association in this tournament. Right now, we have the privilege of bringing two of the best teams currently in the winner bracket, including some members who are challenger tier. These are two.
Okay, the invite failed.
It said you joined, and no, I don't know. We are just getting set up now, but these are two of the teams that are really favored to win this whole tournament, and so I am very excited to bring you the mid laner is Heavy versus Full Body Erection, who may or may not be described from now on as FBE versus mid.
Yes, that is, in fact, the name we're going to be calling them from now on. And everyone is now in the proper order in the lobby, and I'm seeing now that many of these players are actually challenger tier. So, ladies and gentlemen joining us, this is going to be a battle of legends indeed.
Yes. There's no one lower than Diamond, and there are people as high as Challenger, so this is going to be a good game for those of you who are just joining us. Thank you for coming in from the other streams. A little update on the LCS as we move into picks and bans. Dignitas beat LMQ very handily, proving that the Chinese NA sensation is not unstoppable, and Dignitas has a few more tricks up their sleeve.
Yes, America triumphed.
Well, I mean, technically LMQ is still America. Picks and bans, Braum, first ban. We have yet to see him play. He gets banned every game. Evelyn ban, very popular jungler right now. And Rengar ban. Rengar's been seeing a good amount of play in this tournament, so I'm not surprised that we're seeing the Rengar ban.
It's true, Rengasia is usually banned, and that Braum permaban does not surprise me, because I think Double Lift himself said that Braum is just completely broken right now as champion.
Yes, and he is currently disabled in the professional LCS scene, but not here, so nobody knows. If he's not banned, he's probably going to be played, but he's getting banned a lot. Cassidy ban. So I'm glad to see we'll have a new array of champions to comment on this game.
Yeah, it's true. And Yasuo getting banned away. We saw UFO in another game use that to great effect.
Yes, that is very true. It looks like first pick might go to Jax, who didn't get banned out, surprisingly. And he is extremely powerful in the top lane right now. We normally see him banned in all the games that we've cast so far today. We have seen him banned. And this time, the team mid is going to probably take him. And definitely going to lock him in there.
Golden Moogie locking in Jax.
Veigar possibly. This is very interesting for the FBE coming in with challenger players. I'm very interested to see what kind of picks they use, whether they're going to pick champions that are super strong right now, like Lucian, or whether they're going to try and show off their skill with champions that aren't played as much.
Well, it seems that they want to lock up the higher priority picks because they know it's unlikely that Veigar is going to be an extremely contested pick, so...
That is probably true. Lucian, however, is an extremely contested pick, and we will probably end up seeing another Lucian versus Twitch because neither of them are banned.
And Robo Jackson needs to pick something fast, and he goes for Pantheon.
Yeah, it's going to be a Lucian Pantheon. Pantheon's someone we haven't seen very much of yet.
But he is a killer.
Yes, he is, and that global presence can really make an aggressive team, particularly like mid, a little more hesitant about going in. So I am very interested to see who they pick in the jungle to kind of counter that Pantheon, with Evelyn Band being the other big global presence person. Not because she can be everywhere, but because you never know where she is.
That is well said, Dodspawn and Clarent, thinking carefully before they're going to lock in here. This is a very high-stakes game, as both these teams have made it pretty far in this tournament so far and given up their Saturday to it. So they don't want to be making any mistakes in this picks and ban stage.
That's right. Now this is the winner's bracket, so the loser here will go on to face some of the final challengers in the loser bracket, so they won't be knocked out entirely. However, the winner is moving on directly into the having a little bit of trouble here. There we go. Looking at the bracket, they will be moving on directly to the semifinals, where they will take on either Hey Boys or Team Summoner's Rift.
Alright, a very safe Sengetsu pick in the form of Ziggs.
Ziggs, with his wave clear, is very strong. And I'm not surprised to see him in the mid lane. Ginormous Noob, one of our challenger tier players, look like he's going to be... he's in the position of AD carry. He's going to be playing the Lucian. But he's picking Zyra for the support. So a Lucian Zyra pick, if they get locked down, they're probably dead.
Yeah, it's a very dangerous sort of a kill lane, especially with the man drop coming in from Robo Jackson.
Caitlyn Leona lane would be a very interesting bot lane, not a normal pairing you see, as Caitlyn wants to stay back, but Leona wants to go in hard. So I'd be interested to see if they're actually going to lock this in. Beat Down Beast, we've already seen very effective at AD carry, but we've seen him before on Lucian, so since his Lucian got picked away, he may be going to his more second tier people, and he is going to lock in a Leona Caitlyn. A very interesting bot lane versus a Zyra Lucian, and I will be interested to see how that lane plays out.
Exactly, I think it's just a top laner left, and it's always tricky trying to pick a top laner against Jax.
Yeah. You might want someone safer. You might want someone who can zone him out. It really depends on your feeling of how secure you are in your picks and on those players. So we are just waiting. He has about 15 seconds now to pick a Rise.
Ooh.
A good idea if that's what they're going to do. A great late game, and with his range can often zone out a Jax.
It's true, but he also does not have a gap clear or closer. So if he gets in trouble, if the Jax stun lands, he has no way to get away from him other than his rune prison.
That is very true. We are moving now into the 3-minute delay. 3 minutes and 40 seconds till we actually get into the game. Let's break down these lanes a little bit. Top lane, Rise versus Jax. I've seen it go both ways. Rise can get a lot of poke down on Jax and keep him away. Or Jax can close the gap on Rise and force him away. So because I've seen it go either way, I can't really say how that lane is going to go. I think it's going to be a lot of the individual skills of the players, and both of these players have a lot of individual skill.
Absolutely. But it's going to be on Rise. He has the more difficult time. Rise is just a difficult champion to play because he takes so long to scale.
Very true. Both of both of these players top laners want to get into late game where their champions really become a powerhouse.
Somebody in this zone is going to die.
It's true. We see right now, then the next matchup is Robo Jackson against Magus. Is that how you pronounce it? Magus?
Robo Jackson versus Magus, I suppose.
And I think Elise wins in the dueling just because of her spider form, but she loses obviously in the presence, just the huge presence that a Panth has because of his Mandrop.
Yeah, because of his global presence. And that Cocoon really has the chance to change fights and lock down opponents, especially for people who don't have as much CC. Though they are I will say that mid is a very crowd control heavy team. There are knockups and slows on Lulu. There are lots of stuns on Leona. Traps for Caitlyn, Cocoon, and stuns. Just all kinds of CC on all of the players. So I think it's going to be whether they can catch people out and lock them down is whether or not they'll be able to take FBE in fights.
That is an excellent point. They're just such a dive-heavy team. You know, they've got Leona flying in there with Zenith Blade. They have Jax leap striking in. You know, they've got Elise who just like kind of repels up and then repels down. And they're all backed up by Lulu who can make them big.
Yes, which is going to be huge. The interesting thing is going to be Caitlyn. Can she stay far enough back so as not to get caught by the Rise, the Ziggs? They don't have a lot of dive for FBE. So they're probably not going to be the ones engaging these fights. Zyra has a little crowd control, but much more of a disengaged crowd control than engaged crowd control. Pantheon can man drop to engage, but if the rest of his team isn't there to support him, he's going to be in the middle of a crowd control heavy team with no way out.
I get a real individual skill vibe from FBE. I don't see a lot of synergy between these champions other than just like a lot of killing potential.
It's very true. And with that, we are moving into the loading screen. And as tradition of our channel, we will present the Swag Awards to players exhibiting the, appropriate amount of swag for a tournament of this caliber and having impressive skins that we find to be impressive. A Swag Award will be awarded to the team with the best swag and will be awarded to the individual player with the best swag.
It's true, and since I got to pick the most swagalicious individual award, then I have to defer to you this time.
Alright, as far as individual swag, Triumphant Rise is just showing people that they are good. Victorious Elise, though, also just a skin that says, I've already won tournaments of this kind. Maybe not Victorious Elise, but Triumphant Rise, definitely. Dragon Slayer Pantheon, though, is an awesome skin that just came out. And so I think I'm going to have to give the individual swag award to Robo Jackson with Dragon Slayer Pantheon.
An excellent call. I fully agree.
Yes, as far as skins go, there are 5 skins on Team FBE, so I think we have to give the group award to them.
I think that is fair and square, especially with their shiny challenger borders.
Yes, so FBE wins the Swag Awards for this game, and we are about to find out who wins the real game. The actual game, the more important game. But the Swag Awards,
arguably more important. I think the Swag Awards are pretty important as well.
Yes, I suppose. The argument could be made that the Swag Awards are as, if not more important than the actual game. I know that that's why all 15 of you guys on right now are watching for the Swag Awards. So our viewership's just going to drop, really, once the game comes in.
Alright, we should be getting on to the riff. in 3, 2, 1.5.
As an update to the professional LCS, Cloud9 is taking on Curse here shortly. As we move on to the Rift, hopefully you guys will stay with us, and I'll give you updates on the NA LCS scene.
Yeah, Cloud9 needs to get out of a bit of a slump, and so does Curse.
That is very true.
Alright, as the teams move on to the Rift, I'm just going to go AFK for 1 hot second as an urgent telephone call is descending.
Ah, yes. As opposed to a cold second.
Welcome
Alright, we are moving in to the Rift now. Here, this is a fairly basic setup. People spreading out across the Rift. But these players are much higher individual skill level than some of the players we've seen thus far. And hopefully we will see that come out here in the early game. As I mentioned on all of my other games, the early game is a lot different than it has been in the past since the warding trinkets come up before the minions do, allowing a lot more vision control to be given early on. Like Pollux taking a little damage here. A good trade, able to get more damage on Magus Godspawn. And warding that bush there. So FBE is a little more safe as that goes up. Leona in the bush though, but they know exactly where she is. She's going to back off knowing that she's outnumbered. Ziggs putting a lot of damage down on Caitlyn and then moving away safely. And it looks like it's going to be fairly standard starts for FBE and mid, as each is in position to give their jungler a leash.
And I'm back!
Welcome
sorry
back.
about that. There was a beautiful woman on the phone and I can't hang up on her.
Ah, yes. Beautiful women.
Alright, it looks like things were pretty standard and I didn't miss any next level 1 action.
Yes. There hasn't really been that much going on. Pretty standard starts, not many people caught out, and definitely no kills.
Alright, well, yeah, things are pretty normal.
Oh, early
looks like
gank
Golden
coming
Boogie
down.
moving in on Sprucey. Sprucey's getting a little bit banged on there, and then he's gonna back away.
Yes, in the mid lane though, Pantheon jumped in on Clarin early on, getting a lot of good damage and giving Ziggs the advantage here in this mid lane.
Golden Moogie going a little bit low. Spruce putting down some impressive poke. You mentioned that because he had that range advantage, and he's really using it.
Yeah, that's what you have to do on Rise versus a melee champion. Is you have to lock them down, get as much poke in as you can, and win trades that way. Because if he jumps on you and gets too close, you're probably going to lose that trade. And it looks like Pantheon coming into mid again. This side not warded, might be able to pick up a kill on Lulu, who's staying pretty close to tower.
Great Rune Prison locks up Golden Moogie. But now, Godspawn is making his way up top and trying to look for the kill onto Rise.
Zyra doing probably the best idea right now and keeping poke on Leona so she doesn't feel like diving in.
Spruce is a little bit deep. Now they're moving in a flash away. But Godspawn lands the point blank kill. He was sticking around because Robo Jackson is on the scene. Robo Jackson jumps onto the spawn. Spawn repels away. Flash to force. Flash from Robo Jackson, followed by a spear, is going to pick up the kill. He's chasing Golden Moogie. Is he going to go over into the tower? He thinks better of and backs off.
Alright, that is first blood though, picked up on Magus Godspawn by Robo Jackson. Ooh, a good hit on Clarin, forcing him farther under tower. However, the CS is pretty even in that mid lane.
Golden Moogie re-engaging onto Robo Jackson. He's just outside tower range. And now Golden Moogie's the one in danger. He's dropped very low. Flash is forced. Great bit of action from Robo Jackson. You can tell these guys are very high tier play.
The Beast having to back off there. Beatdown Beast having to back off, taking a lot of damage. And trying not to get caught in by any sort of Zyra play and her strange grave plans that she has going on here.
Rise, it looks like he's going to back out for the first time to make his first buy. He has an assist, and that's going to be enough gold for him to get a tier and a health crystal.
Yeah, getting that tier as early as possible on Rise is really what you want, because you want to start stacking that mana, which on Rise is extremely important.
Yeah,
as you want
kind
him
of
to
translates into ability power.
Yes, with his passive. Oh, a great Rune Prison.
Oh,
As
but
Robo
Jackson is on the scene. Golden Moogie's overextended. Who are they going to give the kill over to? And it looks like they want Sprucey to get rolling as soon as possible.
So that is now 2 kills translated from Pantheon visits to top lane, giving the advantage over to FBE. Ooh, lots of damage down on Beatdown Beast.
Ooh, Sangetsu and Clarence having a bit of a duel in the mid lane.
Yes, Bombs versus Glitter Lance. And it seems that they come out just about even.
But not in CS, as Sangetsu has more. But now Godspawn is on the scene, forces the flash from Sangetsu, and a great bit of action. Beatdown Beast having to back away low.
Yeah, there is... It looks like FBE is really in control of this laning phase, which you'll normally see higher tier players win their laning phase really easily. I'm very interested to see if that then translates into team fights. Beatdown Beast and Battle Octopus getting chased by Ginormous Noob, one of our challenger tier players in this game.
Oh, but here comes the bomb! It takes down Beatdown Beast. He was in the shop. He didn't see that there was a bomb incoming. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Golden Moogie and Spruce are dueling it out. This time there's no jungler to come and even out the score, and they're just going fair and square up there, and they're going to trade evenly.
Meanwhile, Magus Godspawn came down to the bot lane. It didn't end up translating. And it looks like Rise beats Jax once again in that top lane, almost as if he had played that before and he almost baited out the Jax pick during pick ban phase.
You are absolutely right. You know, you mentioned if he has the skill, he's going to be able to pull it off, and he is magnificently.
Yes, he is very solidly winning that lane right now with CS advantage as well as 2 kills on the Jax. And he's going to start scaling very hard into teamfight with the advantage very solidly to FBE.
I mean, you can see what Moogie was trying to do there. You know, he knows he has that early game advantage and he keeps trying to press it, but Rise just knows what he's doing and knows how to play it perfectly.
Yes, the Golden Moogle is doing all that he can, but at this point, Rise has a lot of poke potential, especially now picking up the Catalyst of the Protector.
Oh! Yeah, that is in fact an L, not an I.
Yes.
I apologize to viewers for that. I led with that Moogie. That is my fault. He is now Moogle. And he's taking some damage in the top lane up there. Maybe that's why he's been doing poorly. The casters have been saying his name wrong.
Yes, now he's going to start doing
that. Oh! The Rune Prison doesn't lock him down long enough, and he jumps onto Sprucey. He is very bold. That's because he has Godspawn coming up with him. But the
as well as Clarence is also up there.
As well as Clarence. My camera decided not to look up there, and it looks like they're going to back away. They did not want this Ziggs to push down mid tower.
Meanwhile, Robo Jackson coming in on bot lane, taking up Battle Octopus.
Battle Octopus extremely low. Can they? The culling comes out, it picks him up. No flash was there, and great bit of action coming out of FBE. They are looking just dominant skill-wise in this matchup. Yeah.
However, even with a 3, oh, he's running, he jumps to the ward, very good by Golden Moogle, escape there. As I was saying, even though it is a 5 kill difference, it's only about 2,000 gold, or 3,000 gold.
Yes.
which is not as big of a lead as a lot of other teams have had with this many kills.
It's true. That's very true. They need to start taking objectives. Because kills are great, but they've got to translate into objectives if you want to win.
Right, and I think, as you can see, Rise pushing the top lane.
Battle Octopus engages on Ginormous Noob. The spawn is near, but they don't have the CC anymore.
And Rise, with his complete domination of top lane, picks up the top turret just as a mark of how far ahead he is.
Yeah, it's just very rare to see Rise beating out a Jax in the top lane, but that is exactly what Sprucey is doing.
The amount of poke between Ginormous Noob and Hulk in this
Robo Jackson has chased Clarence past the tower. Surely this is going to be his demise. The only question is, can Godspawn get something back? It looks like he cannot, and that is another kill. Oh no, he engages onto Robo Jackson. Robo Jackson was tanking the tower. His passive saves his life, and Sangetsu misses his last bouncing bomb. Oh, the tower goes down. Ginormous Noob and Plot Hulks are doing a bit of a chase, but oh, here comes the culling. Battle Octopus heroically gets himself in the way like Braum. And
Yes.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
It's all about the shield supports.
it is, and meanwhile in the mid lane they take their third tower and all of the outer turrets, and this is the objective that you were talking about, and they're doing what they need to do.
Yep, they have all three of the outer turrets pushing into the second tier turrets. It's just a complete control of the entire map by FBE as they move in and begin to take Dragon to stretch their lead even further.
And with this Dragon they are going to stretch their lead by almost 7k, I believe.
Interestingly enough, that Dragon corresponded with the Dragon attempt in the Cloud9 Curse game that's going on right now. Which Cloud9, even though they lost First Blood, was able to pick up 3 kills on.
And we definitely appreciate that update as we all enjoy the LCS. But Golden Moogle, in fact, is going in hard. Clarence there puts Giant Growth onto Moogle, and he picks up a great revenge kill. Spawn was there, and that is a great pickup to put this Jax back on track.
Yeah, that was well played. Sprucey was a little too far forward without enough knowledge of where the enemy was, and just got caught up really impressively there.
Yeah, they did devote a lot of men to that action though, which leaves the mid tower open. The bomb comes down, hits Spawn in the face. Hulk manages to pick up the kill, and it looks like they're going to get an inner turret for their troubles.
That was a lot of ultimates blown right there. The Zyra ultimate and the Ziggs ultimate both coming down and picking up a kill for it and the tower.
Yeah, that's something we didn't mention was the great synergy between the Zyra and the Ziggs ultimate.
They both take up about the same amount of area, and if Zyra's ultimate knocks you up first, you're definitely going to get hit by the Ziggs. It is now a little over 7,000 gold lead in favor of FBE, and things are looking very good for them to move on to the semifinals. But, as I mentioned before, mid is not going to be giving up without a fight, so they are going to be doing all that they can to try and bring this game back.
It's true, but with an 8k gold lead at 1344, that is going to be a tall task for
Yes,
mid.
it's going to be an extremely tall order for mid.
It takes 3 men for them to secure their blue buff, with just 1 Rise and 1 Ziggs testing. They're looking for the steal. Sprucey, can he get it? No. Clarence manages to get his own buff. But are they overextended? Moogle goes in. Sprucey's dropped to half HP. He's running away as fast as he can. The Ace in the Hole comes down. Heal comes in, but Moogle manages to get it. Sidesteps the ultimate. Now Sangetsu is on the run. Will he drop before Sangetsu? No, he will not. Sangetsu pops himself away with rubber something, and Beatdown Beast flashes out. Now Battle Octopus is on the run. Robo Jackson and Polks came to the rescue just in time. A great bouncing bomb picks up Sangetsu, and now Robo Jackson has run around the hub, picked up the kill on Beatdown, and it's ultimately going to be
it's going to be 4 for 1.
4 for 1.
Robo Jackson extremely low, but I don't think he's going to be able to pick him up. Holt's taking that tower hit for Sengetsu. That
was an extremely chaotic fight, as witnessed by the broken way in which I related it.
Meanwhile, Ginormous Noob pushing down this bot lane uncontested. Just very leisurely taking one shot at a time.
It's true, but he knows he needs to back off. That's why he has 0 deaths and a whole lot more CS than Caitlyn.
Yeah, which is not something you see very often.
It's true. Clarent now getting locked up by the Rune Prison. The bouncing bomb lands. The shield comes in for Clarent. Hulk's pops the ultimate, misses, but that's okay because Sangetsu drops the second bouncing bomb, finishing off Clarent.
Yes, FBE showing complete dominance of this entire map with an 11,000 gold lead now.
Yeah, and what just happened there with the white being stolen away just shows what's been happening the whole game. FBE sees what they want and they take it.
That's very true. They're right now being able to farm all the jungles, both teams' jungles, with impunity, which means Dragon is not even on the table for mid because they can barely secure their own buffs.
Yeah, things are looking a little bit dire for mid right now because not only have they been getting kills, but like we mentioned, they're also getting objectives. There are now 5 turrets up on Team Mid.
Yes, mid has not been able to secure 1 turret yet, as this second tier turret is being pushed down by Rise and by Scrucy and RoboJack. Oh,
Moogie hammering down onto RoboJackson, forces the flash over the wall. Clarent with a great giant growth, wild growth. Moogle flashes out of the blast radius, but RoboJackson still picks up the kill on Clarent. Ace in the hole comes down, a great pickup for Beat Down Beast.
Yes, a little bit of just a misstep by Pantheon. Stayed around just a little too long with that ward sitting there. And Caitlyn was able to pick up that.
But that was still a 1-for-1 trade, and now FD has the tower. And Godspawn just got locked up by Grasping Roots. It doesn't look like a kill's going to come of that, though.
No, but Sengetsu becoming very powerful now. Working on his death cap now that he's got his Athenes. He's 4-0-5. And the amount of players who haven't died on FBE's team is outnumbering the number of players who have died on FBE's team. Just showing a good amount of coordination and just a complete dominance of this game.
Yeah, if you look at the ward control by both teams, it's still pretty admirable, though. You can see Team Mid is not so inexperienced as to not try to invest in wards and look for picks.
Yeah, they have a good amount of ward, but the lower jungle is just completely controlled, and it's about to come down to Magnus Godspawn, just showing how much control of the lower jungle that FBE has by picking up that kill.
You are absolutely right. Look at how they timed that. 4-men death squad. And they're not losing pressure on any objective because their lanes are all pushed.
Yep, top lane's the only one that's semi-not pushed. And meanwhile, they are pushing down the mid laner is Heavy's mid lane heavily.
Oh, Beat Down Beast gets locked up, but so does Crucy. A Mega Inferno bomb lands, a 4-man knockup from the Zyra ultimate. Moogle's running. RoboJackson drops to Caitlyn, who's now on a double kill, and this is actually the counterattack. Beat Down Beast looking for a third. Ginormous Noob, meanwhile, has been pushing the bottom lane.
Yeah, they are going to be able to pick up a turret. Godspawn really wants that 6, but he's not going to get him.
The outplays from Sengetsu. No! And as I say that, he's silenced with a built-over Peacemaker from Beat Down Beast.
It's
who
true.
Who is then silenced by Ginormous Noob.
Yeah, in the end, that's going to be a 2 for 3, I believe, in favor of the mid. For the first time, they get a team fight in their favor. But that was mainly because it was a 4v5 and Ginormous Noob pushed bot lane all by himself and took that inhibitor tower. So I think Ginormous Noob definitely made the advantage go to FBE for that fight.
It appears they have. And things are not looking good with that exposed inhibitor in the bottom lane.
Looks like people are moving around here. Oh, and a surrender
Oh,
mid
the GGs come out.
at
and
20 minutes. They have decided just to forfeit and try their luck in the losers bracket as FBE shows their dominance as now the favorite to win the League of Legends Amateur Casters Association's
Throwdown, showdown.
yes, showdown, throwdown, showdown, showdown. I guess.
Anything with down.
Brodown?
Something. That doesn't matter though.
No, not as much.
And it looks like we are going to be getting to our break sooner than we expected. And we encourage you to look at any of the other games that are streaming right now. I believe Prospero has the link on screen or will soon.
Yes, right over... Nope, I always do the wrong hand. Right over there is the links, and I will put them up full screen as we get set up for our next game. We suggest you go check out the other games. Also, I will put another link to the tournament in the chat if you guys are interested to see how things are shaping up in the battle to see if anyone can take down Full Body Erection. If anyone can take it down. Yes, that ended up being more witty than I thought. Anyway, I hope you guys will stay here. Don't touch that browser, or if you are, you're touching it to check out some of the other streams right there. And we will be back shortly to bring on another exciting game in the LoLACA Showdown Throwdown.
Thank you very much.